and we're going to move on to the survival kit. So first thing, this is the bag that lives beside my battery. It's seen better days, so we're going to upgrade for a new fancy Ziploc bag, Hercules brand even. Put some tools and stuff away off the side of the camera here. The first and most important thing, there is a folding pocket knife under the seat, a big one, but I've got this little one here. It was given to me a while ago. It's a double-edged blade. It's probably intended for uses I won't be using it for, but it is a very universal little knife, and it's got two different cutting edges, which means I've got two edges to dull. In a survival situation, that's kind of handy. It's like having probably 2 or 3 knives in one, and it's small and it's got a nice sheath so I can't cut myself, that locks in, and I can rope it around my neck. So it's just really all around handy. I think somebody gave that to me a while ago. Now let's go through everything else that we have in here. For a start, this is a mint tin that I have medication on, and I usually keep ibuprofen and paracetamol in here, but it looks like my ibuprofen has been used, and I recall using this, so we'll pull a strip of this stuff out. This is a fast acting stuff. So what have I got? I've got some Nurofen here, so I'll take a strip of these and I'll cut it down till it fits in there, because I've only got pretty much 1 dose left for me, so we will sort that out in a minute. Push all this out of the way. I have another roll of bog roll, and it's been rolled up, and there's some bits of heat shrink in the middle here of various sizes, even a big one, so that will be handy. I have a bucket load of these. Now, filming so close to Christmas is a problem. You do get lots of interruptions. Anyway, these have come out of all the ration packs I've been using, and they just build up. They're basically antiseptic wipes, and I think they have alcohol in them. They burn reasonably well. Anyway, I've got a heap of those. I found out in the field I had to use some of this, and I needed a few of these, so I added some extras. Now I have a clip with some Dyneema rope, just generally handy if I want to keep something attached to my person for any reason. I have a lighter which does work, and it's slightly modified to give bigger flames, and this is a refillable one, and it looks like it's fairly full, but crucially I know that it works. I'm testing it. A roll of Nitto brand insulation tape, and that's important. The Nitto stuff has much better properties than others. Now we've got there's my apprentice being her usual self. There's a bunch of very large band-aids, which are important, especially when you do stuff like that to yourself. Now I have a few other things here. We'll pan over and have a look. I've got to pull all of this out anyway, so let's just go ahead and tip all that out and discard that dirty bag. Alright, so we have some Aaa batteries. There is 4 of them there. And this is really important because there is a satellite tracker in here that uses these. Now I can run it off the Micro B if I need to, Micro B lead, but this is also important if for some reason that's not working. So that allows me to relay my position. If I have my Spot Gen 3 with me, which I often do, I'll have that clipped to my person. It can also run off the micro USB lead, but this would be good if I wanted to put batteries in it, clip it to my person, and then take off. Alright, also in here is a backup lighter, but we are going to add something additional in here that I didn't previously have, some windproof, waterproof matches. That's something I have thought to add for this trip. We have a miniature measuring tape. Comes in handy for lots of things. There is some gaffer tape, or tear off tape as some people call it, attached to this screwdriver shaft, which also matches up with this screwdriver handle. So that gives me some tape and whatnot in a really compact setup. I've got some big zip ties that I have trimmed short, because these are also handy for repairing things, but they are more structural than the other zip ties. They have also, they're good thermoplastic, or a good source of that. And I also have some hot glue, just all round useful for stuff. Actually really good if you're making some sort of like spear or fishing device. I have a little mini locking serrated knife. This is really handy to have a locking blade. Just a general all-round useful knife, and I have a couple of keychain screwdrivers in here. Just something really compact. And I have an old Swiss Army knife that just has a few other bits and bobs in here. I'm tempted to take the toothpick out of here and replace it with something else. What I'm going to replace it with is a couple of these. These are little Firefly Toothpick Replacements. These are like a pyro steel or some variation of it. They're basically a flint stick in a nearly impossible to open packet. There we go. Now these are expensive, it took me a lot to get them, but a toothpick, while handy, I can throw in the bag. This can stay in here, and I can strike it against one of the tools on this or any of the other tools. That gives me yet another source of ignition. It's one of those things that if you are stuck, fire is handy for so many different things. Now I might economize on the number of these that I put in, but we'll see how we go. So let's get this all in a new bag. Alright, this is my survival kit, all packed in a bag. That can tuck down nice and compact, and it's really only the bare bones basics, but with everything else I usually have on board, this is just fills the gap for something I may have forgotten. And I tell you, ibuprofen and paracetamol mightn't seem like a big thing, but that can be the difference between getting home and being in serious trouble sometimes. So anyway, let's get this put back in, find ourselves a rat pack, and put that under the seat too.